Hello, Tarot friends. We're live. This is not going to be a live read. However, I'm not answering questions. I apologize. It's just the easiest way for me to film these right now. So I'm going to do, I'll pick a card. I decided to do just to pick a card about your love life. Keep it simple. Everyone wants to know about love. So it's going to be a pick a card about your love life. And I normally don't shuffle on camera, but this time I decided that I did want to do that. Oops. Okay. So this is Ultraviolet Morgan. Welcome to my channel. If you haven't been here, if you have been, welcome back. I do tarot pick a card readings and other tarot related content. So if you'd like to follow for more of that content, then go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Ooh, okay. What else? What else? What else might we want to say? Okay. I do look forward to your comments. Live comments are great. After the fact comments are also appreciated just as much for sure. Whenever I get to 1,000 subscribers or whatever it is that I need, then I will be able to do live. Whoa, well, that one just flew right out. Posting or live feeds from my phone, which has much better quality. So just keep that in mind if you haven't subscribed. I do appreciate those subscriptions. Facebook or YouTube has these strange rules. And for some reason, we are allowed to post live feeds from a tablet, but not from a phone when we have fewer followers. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Bottom of the deck, we have Page of Voices. So as a general message to the collective, I would say this is a message to try and find your voice. Voices are swords, and they are about the mind, and in this case, I do think they are about communication and expression. Pages are students, they're learning, they're kind of feeling their way, they're learn, on the job training, kind of learn as you go. So think about your words today. Think about the message that you want to send. Try to think of what's your truth, what's your deep message that you would really feel is important to get out into the world. Don't be afraid to speak your truth and to make your voice heard. So that's just a little message from the collective, for the collective, I should say. And, okay. I have this beautiful Mists and Mermaids tarot deck by Jasmine Beckett Griffiths. I'm going to draw some cards from that deck. I haven't worked with that deck much, so bottom of this deck, Alchemical Seas. So my mermaid collective message for the collective is really about exploring your emotions and your sort of what is the mix inside of you, what's kind of mixing and churning and being created, and what is it you want to create, what are the ingredients that are inside of you. And I feel like these are the ingredients for your message as far as the tarot card that we had, the Page of Voices. So really kind of try to get in touch with those inner feelings and tap into, get some quiet time and listen to your body and listen to your heart, listen to your desires and your feelings and even your thoughts, and sort through all those things that are sort of churning and rolling around, and try to pick out those pieces of what's important that you really want to focus on to share with the world, because I do feel like you do have something really important to share. So that was a surprising channeled message, I suppose, because I really haven't worked with this Mermaids and Myths deck, and whenever I have, I really haven't gotten a strong, like, boom kind of message like that ever. So that was a surprise. Right. So I'm just moving my oracle cards down to the bottom, and we're gonna go. Pile 1 is a pink. By the way, I cannot see live chat, so I'm sorry I can't, really participate in the conversation. I just can't see it. So we have a pink rose quartz for pile 1. Pile 2, we're going to have a face mask, COVID approved face mask. And pile 3, we're going to use a little toy shovel. Now, I started off and I would always use, I'm just going to chat for a little bit while you look at the 3 piles and try to decide, which one it is that's calling to you. So I chuckle because, at one point I would use solely crystals and stones. And then I would use other items, but usually they would be things like 3 crayons or 3 paints or 3 toy animals. And this time they're just totally unrelated. And, obviously that's fine. We can do whatever we want, right? So Miley Cyrus just popped into my head. We can do whatever we want. This is our house. These are our rules. And we can't stop and we won't stop. But I was watching recently Aphrodite videos, and indeed he does really, really random sort of items for his pick a card like selection items. So at this point, you should have probably selected. I just decided, I felt this need to bring in the Dark Fairy Tale Tarot to add to this mix. I don't know why. I saw it and I just really felt like I needed it pulled in for this reading. So that's what I'm gonna do. The enjoyable thing to me about doing live reads is that I don't have to hurry. It's beautiful to me because I don't have to hurry. When I film on my camera, there's a limited space. There's a limited amount of space, so I always have to hurry. And I never am really totally sure quite how much time I have. So I'm always feeling rushed. And when I do live, I can always take my time. So they do tend to be on the long side. They're going to be rambly. If that's your jam. If it's not your jam, I apologize. This just may not be the video for you. However, if you watch and rewatch, you can always change the speed up. I have done that with videos because I have ADD, so sometimes my brain is just like needs you to talk faster. So depending on the speed that the reader goes at, I can speed it up very significantly sometimes. Okay, so give it a little glance and just see if anything tingles, anything changes now that there's some different cards down there. But in general, we've got pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. Pink, orange, yellow, a crystal, a face mask, a shovel. And we're going to just pop right in now to pile 1. This, I wish I could remember who did this for me. This bag is my own, my personalized birth chart. Somebody in a group made this for me. I saw something. I wanted like a reading cloth like that, but I could not afford that. So she actually sort of created that item as something that I could buy from her at a price that, I could afford. So I wish I knew her name so I could plug her, but one of these days I'll find out. Okay, for those who chose rose quartz. Okay, so pile 1 with the rose quartz, and we are talking. These are the top results. Whoa. Okay, my phone just decided to talk to me. Thanks, Amazon. Or not Amazon, Google. All right. This is just a general about your love life. So for those who chose a rose quartz is a love stone. It can also be self-love, so could go either way. It could be about drawing in some new love. It could be about learning to love yourself. I guess we'll get more information as we look through. Also, I just really, really do love this stone. I kind of didn't want to love it. It felt really stereotypical, I guess. It's kind of a simple, basic, like first stone that a lot of people know about. But my first, kind of in recent memory, crystal was a small rose quartz necklace that hung over my heart, and I really feel like it really, really helps me a lot. So I feel like it has a real healing, uplifting energy. And So, and I even started dreaming about rose quartz. All right, pile one. Sorry. Okay. If you want to see the card, I don't know how well you can see, but I'll show it. I believe that's the moon. And this is the 5 of Cups. Okay. And this is a really confusing card. I'm going to try to read these. I want to look at these intuitively, but then I will check the book because I feel just to double check on the titles. I guess I'm really not as familiar with this deck as I had hoped. You know, the 5 of Cups comes out at me as, you know, this is that there has been loss behind you. And then there are 2 cups ahead of you, which are still full, but you are not attuned to. However, this deck only shows 1, so I don't even know where the other cup is. It's really kind of interesting. And also we have this bird, which is standing out to me as well. So I do feel that pile 1 with your love life, you definitely have sort of a trail behind you of hearts you've broken or hearts, you know, people who broke your heart. It's possible you may have 3 significant exes or 3 recent exes or recent breakups that you still feel kind of scarred by. You feel, you know, a little bitter, a little like, you know, people keep telling you there's plenty of fish in the sea, there's love out there for you, blah, 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 blah. You just really don't want to hear it. You kind of want to protect that heart of yours. You're not really trusting. Yeah, there's just definitely a sort of distrusting. I don't want to keep saying bitter. I really hate that word, but the reason I use it for this card is because I have a deck that shows someone actually wiping their mouth, and they feel like they have tasted from these cups and found it to be bitter and unpleasant, and found that they really didn't like the contents of those cups. Didn't find them to their liking at all. And here I see it's like you, yeah, it's almost like you want to be free, but you're tethered. It feels very much like you're tethered to the past, and you're mistrustful, and you're having a lot of sort of baggage. I just want to look and see a couple of things real quick. I normally don't check the book at all, but right, so the moon. I don't need to look and see what the moon means, quote unquote means. I don't believe in card meanings. I believe that card readers interpret them. Okay, but I did look. Shoot me, right? And in this one, it does say, see, now the moon often has to do with illusions and trickery and that sort of thing. But this says dream, imagination, adventure, voyages on water, and charm. So that's a little bit more hopeful. But we'll have to see where my intuition takes us with that. Could be too that you're dreaming about the past, your past lovers, or you know, dreaming about a future lover, but there's definitely this feeling of being tied to the past in an unhealthy way. You probably have some rather bit of healing that you need to do in regards to that. Oh, I already knew that was why I have chalices. I'm just like, Oh, okay. I think this is the Hanged Man. And I was just looking at it upside down. The Hanged Man. Okay. That's what that is. I was really confused because I was trying to figure out, because that is not how 8 is written. So we have the Hangman in a reverse. And yeah, in reverse, he very much looks like he's trying to fly away, but he is tethered and held down. And so again, there is this sort of past, and there's maybe some confusion and some unhealed emotions about the past. With the rose quartz, I really do feel like it is talking about healing right now. Some healing that you need to do. Okay, well, you want to move on to some new cards. 5 of materials. So this is telling me, yeah, that you have been left out in the past. You've been dumped, or you've been in a relationship where you felt lonely even though you were with someone. This is just not a good feeling card. And then we have the Magician in reverse, and the Magician speaks to your sense of personal power and your will. And with it in reverse, I definitely feel like, these past relationships just sucked a lot out of you, and left you, a little traumatized. May not be the right word, I don't know, but I am getting a feeling of a like an energy vampire, possibly a narcissist, someone who's feeding off your energy in a way that gives to them and takes from you. And then we have the Priestess in reverse. So with the Priestess in reverse, I feel like you lost your voice. You lost your ability to... You lost your truth. So it could be that there was some gaslighting going on. This is feeling like you have had a series of very unhealthy relationships, and you want to break free from that. But every time you try, there's times where you don't really want to move forward. There's times where you don't want to try again because you've already been burned. And then there's other times where either you want to try again or you simply just want to move on and heal, and it just keeps pulling me back. A song just came into my head. Something always holds me back. Foolish by Ashanti. It's like a 90s song, if you know it. When I get the strength to leave you, and something, and it all remains the same, that you are never gonna change. Never gonna change. Okay. So if that has a special meaning for anyone, oh, look at this. Yeah. 4 of Pentacles in reverse. Another one of just being held down by like material, physical, like physically held onto too tightly. And with this in reverse, I feel like probably the other person held onto you too tightly. Are these all in reverse or what? All my Rider-Waite Smith cards, almost all. Okay. We have Death in reverse, so okay, yeah. There's something that you need to let go of that you're not letting go of. You're holding on, and it's holding on to you. There's something you need to put behind you in order to heal, in order to transform. And, it's probably something that's really difficult to let go of, and probably something that's painful to go through, a process that it's probably going to be painful to go through, and it might involve some loss, but it's sort of undeniable that the thing is that you're holding on to it and it's causing you more and more pain. We have the Lovers in reverse. Again, just more confirmation to me that you were stuck in a bad relationship, that you were basically bound in a very unhealthy way. Trauma bonds comes to mind. Yeah, I really see you being silenced and being afraid, possibly. The Knight of Swords, look at the beautiful Knight of Swords is rushing forward sort of recklessly, but just definitely is getting the hell out of there. Okay, so there is this desire to break free from this situation, this unhealthy situation. And I feel like there's also hope here with this Knight of Swords, that you can break free through all this. But clearly there needs to be healing, and there needs to be release, and there needs to be acceptance, and there needs to be some work done. Possibly shadow work, possibly therapy. If you've been thinking about therapy but really resistant to it, I think this is your message. That can really help you to sort through your stuff and be ready to have a new person in your life. As long as you don't heal from the things of the past, you're just going to keep repeating the same patterns over and over again. And each new relationship will just be a different face and a different name, but just it'll be a repetition of the same old, same old. And that's not what you want. So, if this is definitely your confirmation, if you've been thinking about counseling, if you've been thinking about shadow work, if you've been thinking about any type of therapy whatsoever, it can help you through this transition, this very important transition. Oh, look at this. We have the Tiki Mermaid. It's so cute. I don't know, the mermaid deck. I just don't know the mermaid deck, but it's cute. She doesn't look truly thrilled, however. She does look sad. It looks like she's making some offerings to the Tiki god. Like, she's like, so that here is a person who's willing to do the work. She's unhappy. She's miserable about her past situation, and she wants it to be different. So she's come to the Tiki. She's made her offerings. She's asked directly for what she wants. She wants to be released from those old patterns and old chains. So she's done her, her part. She's done she's brought her offering. I was going to say sacrifice, but offering. She's brought what she's willing to, try to gain the favor of the Tiki gods. And so, for you, this could easily represent going to a therapist, going to the therapist and laying out your offering, which is really, laying out your emotions, laying out your baggage, laying out, all your information for them to sort through and help you sort through, and just putting it all out there for them to help you deal with, so that you can release the negative things that have such a strong hold. And this in turn will help, to bring in the new love into your life. The Golden Children, inner child. Tenderness, innocence, rare gifts. Yeah. So some of the hurts could go back to childhood. Very often they do, especially just our early attachments form patterns that teach us how to act in the world, teach us how to respond to the world. And if we don't learn to trust at an early age, it's not impossible. It just becomes much more difficult. or if we learn, to be clingy or needy or avoidant, or, to push people away so that they don't hurt us, all these patterns, they can start really early on. So some inner child work. It doesn't always have to be called that, but if you're working with a therapist, and you're going to probably want to go into some of those tender spots in your childhood. And you're going to want to find, where the tenderness is, where the hurts are. But also you want to go and look before that. You want to find that innocent part of you, and, really nurture that part. And with the rare gifts, I do feel like you have rare, beautiful gifts to give to another person and to give to yourself that you can discover. But it's going to take help and willingness to do the work. Whoa. The void. The black hole. Stop. Embrace winter. Great cosmic boom. Okay. Yeah. All right, look. This, to me, is clearly saying you need to nurture yourself. This is definitely about self-love and healing. You need to go in, you need to nurture yourself all the way back to the womb if necessary. Can't talk. Necessary. You need to stop looking for love outside of yourself. You need to stop re-harming yourself, repeating old patterns. You need to put a stop to negative cycles, whether it be violence or trauma, abuse, whatever kind of negative cycles that you find that you repeat in your love life and in your life. So yeah, and I don't know if this looks really bleak and hopeless to you, because I'm not reading it that way at all. I'm reading it that you have a lot of work that you need to do in order to release these things so that you can move on, so you can finally cut free from this cord and just fly free. Okay. And it's going to be a lot of work, but honestly, I think you're going to be, one, you're going to be really proud of yourself. Two, you're going to be really satisfied with the results. It really looks like you have important work to do within yourself, and learning to love yourself is just more important, even for everybody. It's more important than finding someone else to give us that love. So I do hope that you will seek out that assistance, Padawan, because you deserve it. And you do have rare gifts to find underneath. You gotta dig. You gotta think of being a miner. You gotta break up some hard rocks and find some diamonds down there. This isn't exactly an easy path, but to me, it's quite beautiful and hopeful reading, because I feel like probably you already know, if you chose Padawan, you already know that you struggle and you repeat patterns that you don't want to repeat, and you just haven't known how to get out of them and don't even know if it's possible. And I'm telling you that it is possible, and that you should dare to dream, believe, because it is possible. And there's doing that inner work can be really enriching. It is difficult, but it's beautiful and enriching, and you will be glad you did it. So, Padawan, I hope you found hope in your reading. Okay, tell us about the love life for pile 2. Pile 2 is the COVID mask. So my first impression about pile 2 is that this could be about safety. It could be about boundaries. It could be about social distancing, kind of keeping people at bay, but it could also just be about healthy boundaries. And we're going to take a look and see. The King of Cups. Six of Pentacles. This is pretty good so far. And the Three of Pentacles. Okay, look at this. Pile 3, we've got you building something. I'm thinking with pile 3, you might already have someone in your life. You may have a King of Cups. You may have 6 is giving and receiving. And 3 is kind of building together. So this is super positive so far. If you don't already have someone, then I do feel like someone's probably coming your way. 6 is just a really good flow. 6 is a really open flow, and as I said, 3 of Pentacles. And so we have the King of Cups, who is emotional, which is what we want when we have a love reading. And we have these Pentacles, which are practical and which are physical, and sometimes we don't want them in a love reading, but in this case they feel really positive to me. We've got this flow of give and take, and we've got this building. I definitely feel like most of you either are with someone or will be soon, where you can really build something together. Ooh. So we have the Five of Inspiration, which is in reverse. Which could be good because fives tend to have to do with conflict, and 5 of Inspiration is generally about conflict and competition. But here we have this in reverse. And the Empress. Oh. This is the card. This is the reason I bought this deck. Wow. I really am feeling like you are in or are going to be in a really beautiful relationship. Look at the 9 of Materials. Just gorgeous. So 9 of Materials is the 9 of Pentacles, and is often about self-sufficiency and independence. But I don't feel like, this isn't a card for you about being single. I don't think. I'll tell you, if anyone is single, they're happily single. We don't have miserable singles here. We either have happily single or happily together. But I'm feeling mostly really happily together, and really feeling joy and feeling this connection, and feeling kind of this feeling of like that you guys are really in cooperation. There's such a cooperative vibe. You're in cooperation. You're not, you guys, okay, so I've been in so many relationships where at some point it's like you feel like it's a war. You feel like you're like against each other, and it's like, wait, aren't we supposed to be a team? Why are we trying to like one up each other and win and against, and I feel so much like this is just the opposite of that. This is just so you guys are just, I feel like you're really in sync and in cooperation, working very well as a team. Strong team. The High Priestess. Okay. You say it best when you say nothing at all. The Tower in reverse. That's kind of interesting. The Hanged Man in reverse. And oh, Four of Swords in reverse. I just got this message like you're not getting a lot of sleep because you're doing a lot of other more fun things. It's really what I felt. So it feels like you're with someone and things are going really well. They're going well in the bedroom. I think he's kind of, or she is rocking your world a little bit. The Tower is in reverse, so that kind of tells me it's not really a negative like it is when it's upright. Tower in reverse can be like an internal sort of crisis, but I'm not sensing that either. I'm sensing, like I said, somebody is just rocking your world. There's lightning. There's they're just blowing the top off. You're not getting a lot of sleep. You're getting a lot of excitement. With the High Priestess, I'm feeling like you guys are just in sync and connecting and communicate. Like you just know each other really well. You don't even have to use words. The Hangman in reverse maybe suggests that you guys are really able to see each other's point of view really well. I had a little bit of a possible that you guys are up to maybe a little bit of partying, but not in an unhealthy, addictive sort of way. Because we've got the wild nights, so maybe there's some help with that. But it also could just be really being really in tune with each other's. I felt that really in tune with each other's point of view and sort of empathic with each other almost. Even if you're not generally an empath, I feel like it's just a really, really strong and good connection here. Let's see what the mermaid has to say. The shipwrecked siren, and she's just crying. So strange. So, the siren leads, or the shipwreck siren. So, we're the siren who leads sailors to their death on the rocks. And she's all sad looking, sort of. I thought she was crying. I don't know, maybe it's just the light now. She's naughty. I mean, she's not naughty in a fun way. She's terrible. But I think, why did the word naughty come into my head? I'm thinking that my number twos are sirens in a little bit more of a sexy way. Like your milkshake is bringing the boys to the yard. And not truly like shipwrecking them, but maybe shipwrecking it in the sense of like, it's time to bring this ship into the shore and throw away the oars because I can't fight this feeling anymore. Like their ship has crashed and they're kind of done searching when they found you. They have crashed and they're grounded. They're like here to stay. Okay. And then we have the messenger. Serious energy. Bring harmony and balance. Wow. The messenger. That goes really well for me with the Hanged Man and the High Priestess. Feeling that you guys can communicate like without words because you just understand each other so well. My pal twos they just sound really lucky. I feel it's like they've found someone really special or possibly will soon. Forge, don't follow, pave a new path, be the leader you wish you had. So, all right, this makes me feel like your relationship may be as wonderful as it looks, and it's still wonderful. A little bit unconventional, a little something a little unconventional about it. Something that is unfamiliar with you, like you know, maybe even maybe it's a polyamorous relationship. We did have 1 3. Not saying for sure that that's what it is. Maybe it's just really healthy and you've never done that before. Maybe it's just same-sex relationship, and that's kind of outside of your social circles comfort zone, you know. Maybe it's not anything like that, but I'm getting the sense that there's something, maybe there's a huge big age difference. There's some reason why everything is going so great, but then there's this little thing that people just don't quite get about your relationship. But they don't have to. You guys can, you know, make your own path. You can lead the way. You can show other people how it's done. So look, this is so beautiful. Yeah, I feel like this is a really great relationship, and it's possible that there's this little thing that's maybe been bugging you a little, maybe been making you think that it's like it's too good to be true and it couldn't really work because da 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 da. But you know, I don't think the cards agree with that. I think that you don't have to follow other people. If you found love in a hopeless place, hopefully you didn't find love in a hopeless place. I feel like that song is really not talking about healthy love. But if you found love in a surprising place or way, go for it. Don't let it scare you off. So that's my message for pile 2. It looks really, really beautiful, pile 2. I'm very happy for you. It's nice when you get a reading like that once in a while, you know? Oops. Okay. I have no idea for time. I have no idea if I'm giving everybody equal time. But as long as I give everybody their full message, that's what's really important. If you get your message and it resonates, let me know. By the way, leave a comment below if your message resonates. And I didn't turn this wrong side up, did I? Let's hope not. Let me know if your message resonates. And if your message didn't resonate, maybe try another pile, see if that resonates. Feel free to comment. If your message did not resonate, feel free to say so. It's fine too. Sometimes, it just might not be your reading. It is a group reading, and your intuition could be off. My intuition could be off. You never know. I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. So don't ever feel like you can only comment if if you're not a troll, if you're just telling me something that's not, pleasant to hear, but you're doing it respectfully, you're welcome to leave your comments and thoughts. Okay, shovel. Okay, so this makes me think of an old TV show I saw once where they told this guy he had some kind of secret. They said, bury it with a shovel and then bury the shovel. I don't know if that's going to be relevant or not. But I got that little feeling about secrets, burying secrets. So we'll see. All right. Ooh, well, right off the bat, we get the Nine of Cups, which is like the wish card. So, I mean, it's a very good card. Ooh, then with the Nine of Pentacles, which is, this is a strange image. The Nine of Pentacles is a woman who has everything she wants. Okay, and then we have the King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles is very responsible. He, you know, this feels like a very independent person right now. It feels like a person who is taking care of themselves and that they're fulfilled within themselves and that they have everything they need and that they are very capable of taking care of business. This is not a person who complains that they don't, know how to do adulting. This is someone who knows their stuff, okay? That could be you, or it could be somebody, I feel like it's probably you, because I'm feeling a very, very strong, centered, independent person. Two of Inspirations points towards a path ahead, a path forward. And then we have the Moon in reverse. Wow, that's a little tricky. The Moon can be tricky. But moonstruck, a big pink moon, very beautiful, loving, okay? And two of materials. Okay, so we have 2 9s and 2 2s. This is really interesting. Two of materials in reverse. So two of materials a lot of times is just like, to me, it's really having your hands full and too much going on. In reverse, it could mean a difficulty sort of keeping the balls in the air. But in this case, with the King of Pentacles so firmly establishing that you can keep them in a place, within a reverse, I feel like it's really saying that it's not a problem for you. And it might even be a challenge that you enjoy, an exciting challenge that you enjoy. If you like having irons in the fire, I get that kind of feeling, possibly. With the Two of Inspiration, looking ahead. So it feels like, you have everything. You're kind of positioned. So now you're sort of looking ahead of what's next. What's next for you? What kind of goals that you have? And, this is a love reading, so it's possible that it's a love goal. But, excuse me, I feel like it's just as possible that it's like you love yourself and you feel like you're enough and you got your shit handled. And so you're just kind of looking towards other types of goals. But with the moon here, basically whatever it is you're looking towards, I feel very positively towards your, ability to move into this next phase, whether it's love or not love. The Magician in reverse. Woot. Okay. The Emperor upright. All right. So the Magician talks about personal power, willpower, the ability to get things done, or the ability to cause change. So in reverse, it's a little dampened, but then we have the Emperor, who is the ruler, and he is really the boss, and he's upright. So I feel like that cancels out Magician's reversedness. I feel like basically what it's saying is that you've kind of already done a certain amount of work and you have the authority and you don't really need to do that much at this point in order to move your goals forward. You don't have to do all the struggling and the legwork. You know, maybe you can we have people who can do it for you. You can what's the word? Delegate. You know. Oh, okay. Eight of Swords in reverse, and Knight of Wands in reverse, and then we have a little bonus, Queen of Cups. So that's pretty rad. So with the Eight of Swords being in reverse, both of these are kind of defensive. Like, this is a very defensive. This is like you're almost there. You're road weary. You've got your boundary of protection behind you. You're the wounded warrior or whatever. And here you're captured. You're prisoner of war, basically. But with these in reversed, well, I just looked at this card and it just, I don't know, visually did something strange. It's just a feeling I have that I'm having a hard time putting into words. But it's a positive. Well, both of these walls. I guess it's as if you have been through a lot. But you aren't in danger. You aren't captured. You aren't really trapped in any type of negativity or hopeless thinking. I just really feel like you're on the ball, so you're really able to manage things. It could be that you have overcome some things recently or throughout your life. You've overcome some really big obstacles, and you should be proud of that. And then the Queen of Cups. This is a definite indication of really happy woman as far as love goes. There's something a little bit melancholy about her. She stares into her cup. There's something otherworldly. There's something cool about her. To where I also could see this person for group 3 being independent, as I said, being really happy on her own. I don't feel like this group is searching for something they don't have. What they have what they want. They have what they need. They have what they want for their happiness and satisfaction. Okay. Triumph of Galatia. Yeah, okay. See, that makes sense now. With these, we have a triumph. But this is like in the past. If there's something going on now, for some of you, there may be something going on now that is just telling you you will triumph over. But for sure, there's triumph over I can't say it. Adverse circumstances. I want to say like anniversary. Adversary. Okay. These battles, right? You fought and you won. You've triumphed. Your hard-fought winnings, you're very happy with. And if you were to let another person in, you'd be very careful about who they were. Because you're very good within yourself is the feeling I've got. And maybe that's what this little tool is, just this shovel is just saying, you have the tools that you need. You have the capabilities. Weight of the world. Boundaries. This is a boundary card. Let it go. It's not yours to carry. So whatever extra, with the two of materials, even if there is a feeling that you have more than you can handle, surprise, surprise, because you're handling more than what is actually yours. Just let it go. Figure out what your priorities are and let go of the rest. And then we have Whale and Orca Elders. So beautiful. Share your song. Frequency of sound. Diving deep. Very nice. Wow. I almost feel like this really could have went with POW 1. Because I did tell them to find their voice and their message. And, that's equally important for you. Share your song. It could be that people think that you're unhappy because you're not partnered up. Let them know. Share your song. Share your happiness. Share your blessings. There's lots of ways to put love into the world other than a romantic partner. Diving deep. I feel like there's a lot of beautiful deep stuff, and that you probably already are diving deep. So don't even think this is advice. I feel like you are a deep diver. Just a minute, honey. Yeah, just a minute. Yeah, I get every sense of a really deep and mature and just really well-rounded, well-grounded person. Really strong sort of spiritual connection with the goddess, perhaps. Maybe gifted at singing. I don't know. It's possible. It's not a gift of mine. This is not in any way my reading. So, interestingly, I go to do a reading about love, and I feel like the majority of them are really about self-love and about being, really strong within yourself. But this is a very beautiful reading, so I hope that you were able to resonate with it. And feel free to leave me comments below either way. Don't forget to subscribe if you have not. And what else? If you could just click on that like button, that really, really helps YouTube to know that people like this channel. It's a really easy way to support the channel. So just go ahead and do that if you could. And yeah, just feel free to share your thoughts because I do really look forward to that. Much more than arguing with people on my Bastille video. So, thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you all again soon. And also, if you have any idea, if you're still hanging out, thank you so much. If you have an idea for a reading that you'd like to see me do in the near future, please leave that comment below, and I will certainly consider all requests. So thank you for joining me in this little tarot adventure for the day. As always, like, share, subscribe, comment below, and be well.